sometimes I'm looking on YouTube for something that I just can't find. Specifically this. This is the Ferro Concepts Plate Carrier V5. I did a lot of research about this before I bought it, and there's a lot of stuff that you can't find on the internet. I'm trying to fill that gap, so I brought the boys out here.
Hey, my name is Morgan.
Hey guys, my name's Clark.
I'm Dom.
My name's Eddie. My name's Charlie.
To help me do that. So this is my personal setup. I'm just gonna take it from the front to the back. Starting up front, we've got the dope flap with easy access to a tourniquet. I just hung it on the bottom. Triple 556 insert. Moving up from there, push to talk that's wired to the back. The 3AC Cummerbund works amazing with the micro cobra buckles. The way that the Cummerbund flexes, love that. Other side, got the Annex gun store stabby. Behind the 3AC Cummerbund, we've got the Ferro Concepts soft side armor. It's amazing, feels like a hug. Moving to the back, got the double pouch back panel, radio tucked behind the back panel, and roll one for medical. We're gonna go over specifics with the boys that I brought here today to talk about their setup.
Everything on here is all Ferro, so you should be able to find it on their website. Starting from the front, I've got the dope flap with the Ferro pistol inserts, 2 of them, and then the half zip pouch, which I really like. Moving in, I've got the Ferro 3 soft mag inserts, and I run 2 556 and then a nice little bow fang for whatever we need to do. We're gonna twist it to the side so you can kind of see. Moving up, there is a admin pocket that comes with the plate carrier. They also sell the additional one you can put on the outside. That is a nice pocket. I can pretty much fit my whole hand in there. Moving up to the shoulder straps, with the plate carrier, you do get the one cobra buckle and then a nice ring. I really love these cobra buckles. Instead of having to pull the whole plate carrier on, you can just swing it over your shoulder. Left side of the plate carrier, talking about the Cummerbund, I run a cobra buckle just on this one side alone. Makes it really easy for me to take it on and off. Next is the Annex gun store, just like Aaron has the stabby. The Cummerbund, really nice and rigid. We'll get into some of my concerns about that later. On the inside, just like Aaron and a couple other guys here, I run the soft armor, which is just phenomenal. We'll rotate it to the back. At the time, I do have a slick back. I do like how it feels getting in and out of cars without having any extra stuff. Rolling on the back here is the Roll 1, one of my favorite medical pouches by far. I can take it on and off of my plate carrier, throw it on other things. And on the last side, I just got a nice little carabiner for any extra stuff I need to clip on. I'll get ripped apart for an exposed tourniquet, but I do have one right here for now. And like I said, I don't take this side apart, so I just leave this Velcro Cummerbund stuck where it is. Other than that, pretty simple setup, and we'll get into the next guy.
All right, if you notice, I run mine in multicam because I'm also an active duty infantryman. On the front, I have tourniquet down here at the bottom, just a Ferro dangler, and then a triple AR mag. I like to keep my front bag super slick, super simple. If you notice, I don't run any side armor yet. On the back, the banger back panel, zipped on top of a water panel. I keep medical on this one, and then the bangers don't just use for bangers, can be used for smoke grenades as well as the extra magazines.
I got the dope flap up front, large kangaroo insert, and then the turnover triple 556 insert. Going on to the side here, Annex gun store stabby, 3AC side Cummerbund. I run the cobra buckle on both sides, 3AC side armor and the inside, very nice. On the back, I'm waiting for a new Ferro back panel that I see in the making. I'm waiting for it to drop, and I run the Roll 1 on the back, just like a lot of the other guys. Coming around here, trauma shears, Spiritus, small GP, and that is about it.
A lot of the same stuff here that you've seen on the other guys. Dope pouch, or a half zip here. Pistol mag insert, triple mag here. I got the cobra buckle on the right hand side. I'm left-handed. The Ferro shoulder pads really make it comfortable, easy to carry all day. I got this sling stay from 100 Concepts on here, keeps it from grinding on your neck. On the left side, I keep this Velcroed. I don't want to undo it. I just leave it clipped. Hanging off the bottom, this is Spiritus. I think this is their Mark IV, I can't remember. Coming around to the back, I got a hydration panel zipped right to the back. I got their double panel zipped right on top of that. Off the bottom, I got the Roll 1. Straw from the hydration comes up in the shoulder pad here, nice and tucked away, doesn't really get in the way. pull it off. It's easy to on and off. This side, right side here, has got the Cobra buckle on it. I also run the soft armor inside. Feels so comfortable. This is a heavy carrier, 32 pounds total weight, and it doesn't feel like that big of a burden. It's all supported well, hangs well. I wear it all day. Feels good. Great carrier.
Mine's kind of a franken-carrier. I don't have Ferro V5, but I run the defense mechanism of MSC for the plate bags. Today I'm rocking some 7.62 inserts. On the front here I've kind of got a mishmash of some breaching items, just a general boo-boo pouch, some batteries, my radio, and then push-to-talk comes up. Around on this side I've got my nods pouch. It's summer here. We don't really get nighttime, so there's nothing in there. I might use it as a general purpose pouch. I've got buckles on both sides, just kind of in case I need to get this thing off in an emergency. I got the 3A Cummy right here. On the back, I've got the defense mechanisms bag. I filled it up to the brim with medical. On the back here, I like to keep some extra mags. Suppressor pouch for when I'm rocking a suppressor. Trauma shears, bolt cutters, and another 3A Cummy. Still got the buckle on that side, although now that I'm seeing some of the other options, I might switch to just Velcro. And then on the top here, I've got these clouds, the Ferro Concepts shoulder straps. And that's my plate carrier.
Alright, so as you guys see, we've all got some different setups, all pretty awesome. One of the main things I like about mine are the micro Cobra buckles. My wife hates to hear in the middle of the night when I get home from the range, but man, it does it good. So avoiding Velcro noises is awesome for me. It's super easy on, super easy off.
So I came from a JPC 2.0 with just the good old 3 skeletal cummerbund. So what like I said before, I run one side completely Velcroed. I don't really take that side off at all. But I do have a Cobra buckle on this side, and I've already noticed maybe some wear. Don't know if it's concerning yet, but just from using it, it is a little worn down here and here on the hinges of where the buckles are pretty much swiveling. Other than that, my next concern, but I also really love, is the rigidity of the cummerbund. But what makes me concerned is this exposed material right here. I know they do the same on their bison belts. Hopefully, I don't think it'll be too affected by weather or stuff up here, but Alaska does kill a lot of shit. One of my favorite things about the cummerbund is when you're breathing, if you're part of Thick Boy Nation, and you get a nice tight cummerbund, is this allows you to breathe a little more with these soft armor inserts. So, like, you're breathing, you can just, it gives you that much extra room, and it goes right back. Like, on top of that, structurability. So, my plate carrier, pretty slim compared to Eddie's, which is weighing it at like 30-something pounds. I put it on earlier, and its load bearing is phenomenal. Like, it feels like mine. Like, there's not that much extra weight, just the way it adjusts. And going from the JPC 2.0, where I had to find myself constantly readjusting plate bags to get it back on the center line. I know, Daniel, that's a big thing for you, is comfortability.
Especially for work, like wearing Gen 3, Gen 4 IOTVs, and then having worked with wearing CPCs and AVSs, the Ferro's hands down the most comfortable thing I've ever worn. Yeah, 100%.
32 pounds. It doesn't. I can wear it for hours on end. It doesn't wear me out. It feels good.
I do recommend getting plate backers of some sort. You're going to be planning on wearing it a while or in a tight, closed space, or just in general. It makes it just that much comfier. And Dom, how do you like it? It's pretty much one of your first carriers, right?
Yeah, so I did have the JPC 2.0, and when I started seeing their side armor, hopped right on it. Just the overall adapt system, they're always coming out with something cool. Just the way you can piece it all together how you want, whether it's for something niche or something broad. I just really like it.
And it doesn't shift side to side while you're moving. You kind of forget you have it on half the time as well.
It keeps a lot of the pressure tucked on your sides and not on your chest or your back or your shoulders. I'm really not sure how it does that, but man, it does it good.
A couple other guys that aren't here right now are going to start running the side armor with their JPCs. I think that's the best part about this whole thing, is how, like, you can throw it on a different plate carrier, and then just how like it forms to your body, like, pretty nice, and it gives like no slack and runs right into the other side of the plate bag and kind of lifts that off and allows it to vent. So that's just a couple of things that I really like about this kit.
And that being said, the side armor, when I got it in the mail, I thought I got shipped something else because it was so incredibly light.
Super light.
I had no idea what was even in that box when it showed up. I thought I got ripped off.
Me too.
As well as their sizing is pretty spot on. Like,
oh yeah.
Especially for adding this extra, I don't know, like an inch of padding to your Cummerbund, it doesn't feel like it's breaking your ribs or anything. Like I said, it gives you that extra play.
Yeah, I was a little late to the party grabbing mine, but after seeing people run with it, getting a feel for how comfortable it was, I decided to add it to mine. It's a really good addition to any plate carrier.
You can't be any later than I am. I'm still running no side armor, but that's for a specific reason. And just to compare the overall comfortability between the side plates and just a soft armor.
Got two more things I want to point out that I've noticed a difference with the Spiritus LV119 and the Cry 2.0 is with this front panel. So kind of taking things out so we can see. The nice thing about Ferro is where it connects to the plate bag sits up nice and high. Usually with the JPC, you'll find your, whatever, the Haley Micro, for instance, will sit a little lower and not have as much Velcro real estate. So I've noticed when I was wearing it and it had a super heavy load up front, that rig would start coming off and being a problem. And I mean, with this, it just fills all that real estate. And then like my last final gripe is the amount of Velcro they did put on the plate bags to secure the whole thing. I mean, usually on the JPC or the Spiritus, it's a full strip all the way across. I know Eddie out on the range was running and had his whole back plate bag fall out.
Yeah.
Man.
And that was a tight moment for all of us. So.
Yeah, and I will say one thing though, to counteract Morgan, is like right now I've got my L210s in this from doing just plate runs, but I've run my level 4 E-Sappies for work in this and have zero problems with them, with these the Velcro underneath. Maybe it's because I'm just throwing it up too like super high like I'm used to, and then just letting everything settle into itself.
And so I noticed the lack of Velcro when I was throwing the roll 1 on the back, which it's not a terrible thing because it's easy on, easy off if you want to throw
really
the roll 1
do have
on
to
your belt.
shove it in
Yeah,
there and make sure that Velcro.
Well, yeah, I'm worried about losing it on the range or something on the run.
What I did to counteract that is when I took it is I put it in without the plate in first, and then I put my plate in first. That way I could get it super high so it sits.
Yeah,
like that,
but even
against
then,
the bag.
you still got this tiny little row of Velcro to work with.
Yeah,
that's my only real issue.
but
Besides that, the whole carrier feels like one solid piece. I can pick it up and it's just solid.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
But as far as connecting anything to that little piece of Velcro, that's where I came across an issue.
The only other thing, like a big difference is, I think a lot of people will be like, well, this side armor plus everything else you have on there is probably going to get pretty hot. But so far with the way these side armor soft inserts sit and lifts it off, and the fabric they use, it sweating in it, it doesn't suck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it stays comfortable.
100%.
Like Eddie was nice getting a good workout the last range day, and he was sweating all the way down to his back, but he seemed unbothered by it.
Yeah.
So one thing that I will say, going off what you said, the Ferro does mediate heat and body temperature really well. I wore this as an instructor. I think it was like 80 degrees, 70 degrees that day. It was probably the coolest I've ever been wearing a carrier of some sort.
I almost had a mental breakdown trying to put this plate carrier together because of how the shoulder straps are attached to the plate bag. So you have to web the shoulder strap into a strip of Molly webbing right here, and then this tab right here will keep that retention on the shoulder strap instead of like the Cry or the LE19 or even this one where it's a complete already on the plate bag itself or stitched in. So like I've got the ring that's default, comes from Ferro, and then for an extra amount of money you can get the titanium clip ring.
You said you liked the ring better, right?
I do not like the ring. I think it
Really?
should come with this. Charge me an extra 15, 20 bucks. I don't even care. I think it should come with this. All of this webbing contacting inside here just feels like it's probably better supported in my opinion.
What threw me off
would it ever make a difference? Probably not.
What threw me off about the rings was I had to adjust each shoulder strap differently to account for the ring versus the Cobra buckle, which it's fine in the end after some fine tuning, but the fact that they're in different positions.
I mean, these are really small things, but these are things that, like, if you really want to wear this all the time, they're going to make a difference.
I mean, all in all, everybody who's switched to this system, I've heard great things. I haven't heard any besides the little things that might be able to be updated in the V6. I haven't heard many complaints. It's all been great. Everybody says that it feels like it's hugging you.
Yeah.
Really, the only little minor things that we already touched on.
Pretty minute in the big scale of things on plate carriers.
Alright.
But overall,
Random dog.
Ferro made a killer fucking plate carrier.
This is
Highly recommend it. If you got a different plate carrier, maybe consider changing some things up like the Cummerbund and getting these soft armor.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that you don't need the FCPC complete setup.
No.
Just the fact that they created a rigid Cummerbund that's elastic in the rear, kind of similar to Cry, in conjunction with a soft armor panel that meets the rear plate and meets the front plate. You could
feels
put that
like
on
that
so
was-
many carriers, and we've already put it on, what, 3 or 4 different carriers that work.
Yeah,
Yeah, no issues.
and
JPC 2.0 defense mechanisms. And the shoulder pads, I'm not sure how much we've touched on those, but the shoulder pads are so comfortable.
and super easy to put on.
As far as comfort, Ferro Concepts is doing something right.
Yeah, so I mean, when they come on, when you get the carrier itself, you're going to get your adjustment straps right here, and it's just a nice little piece of Velcro that sits under, and then like Aaron will run his comms through, and then like Eddie has his hydration tube. It really does give you a lot of extra play around room. It gives you a good strip of Velcro to be able to tighten it down or loosen it up.
Like he said, I've got my push-to-talk hanging on this section of webbing that he just brought up that we web into the front plate bag. It actually fits perfectly there and gives it a lot of movement, which is a big deal to have.
And it's at that perfect height for just right here.
Exactly, yeah, right in reach, and then the wires just perfectly go right back into the back panel where I have a radio tucked away.
So on the front plate bag on each side, you'll have 2 little Velcro tabs that will just on Velcro, and you just put your cords in there, and then on the back, kind of right next to where Aaron has, they also give you these 2 little loopholes, whether you want to use that for hydration or a relocation cable or something like that.
Yeah, the comms routing is pretty impressive on this thing.
For
And
sure.
I've noticed that these zipper pulls are probably the best, simple detail, but the zipper pulls for glove use are the best that I've come across. I've had Spiritus Systems zipper pulls just fall out on the range. These aren't going anywhere first and foremost, but second, with glove use, it's really easy, and that's an important thing.
I was worried I was going to break them off. They feel, I mean, they're flexy. I thought if I yanked on it too hard, they'd be breaking off. They held in there. I've had this for a couple of years.
Nothing yet. I kind of thought the same thing because of how thin they were, but they're sturdy.
They hold up, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've had a
Awesome.
great experience. I switched from the JPC 2.0 straight to this. I just bit the bullet and did the thing, and I'm really happy with my decisions. The JPC 2.0 is an awesome carrier to get into, but if you're going to be using something like this, really spend the coin and get what you want and what's going to work for you, and it will
They
last
make
you.
killer gear,
Absolutely.
and we're not sponsored.
But
Not
we're
yet.
open to it. I started with the Slickster. I had the elastic Cummerbunds on it, and I start filling it out, and real quick I overloaded it. Couldn't carry much more. There's nothing on the back as far as molly, so you're not running anything. That's the idea of the Slickster anyways. It's supposed to be run slick. It's in the name.
Yeah.
But I saw that it wasn't quite doing what I wanted it to do. Jumped to the FCPC, and I don't think I've even put on my Slickster again after that.
The only thing I'll mention for like Clark, who's active duty, they've got different PTTs or different radio setups. So this works the way it does right now. But if we go to anything bigger, they do have these horizontally cut laser molly rows. Probably you want to pick up that retention kit from Ferro for that PTT to stay where it is. This is like one instance where this setup will work.
Yeah, that's a great point. And as you can see, he's just got his clipped on. I've just got mine clipped on, and then I've got some electrical tape wrapped around it. So some sort of retention, whether that be shock cord or Ferro's actual product.
Kind of covered everything.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, I'd recommend the carrier. What do you guys think?
I think
Oh,
it's
without a doubt.
high recommend.
I've already been recommending it. I recommend it to all my dudes.
recommend the carrier, and if you don't want to get rid of your current carrier, add some of the Ferro accessories to it and make it even better. All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I had to throw that in there because I've never